Hello, welcome. You're watching our special continuous coverage on the Lok Sabha election results. And well, it's been a volatile day at the markets as well, as twists and turns aplenty have been seen since morning with the Lok Sabha results coming in. Sensex, as we speak, has crashed over 4,000 points. All gains from yesterday have been erased. Nifty as well has tanked over 1,200 points. The bloodbath on Dalal Street continues. Remember, since morning, as the leads started coming in, the markets have been pretty volatile, and that continues. Abhishek, Sudhir, just before we slipped into the break, we talked about Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. Maharashtra, you heard one of the guys saying there on ground, telling my colleague Shweta, Gaddar ko hara diya.
Yeah.
And that is probably was one of the big concerns and something that we had to see whether or not, the Ajit Pawar camp versus the Sharad Pawar camp, how they really fare. Something which has also been reflected in the Baramati seat where there was Supriya Sule versus Sunetra Pawar, where Supriya Sule is leading
comfortably, right? See, Shreya, Sushma Swaraj, wonderful speech in Parliament. She said कि जो विपक्ष में बैठते हैं ना, वो हमारे शत्रु नहीं है. They're not our enemies. विरोधी है, but शत्रु नहीं है. So what Narendra Modi's BJP has done, it has broken all the norms of warfare. Elections are a form of warfare, right? You don't fight after sundown. For example, in the Mahabharata or the Ramayana, you don't poach the soldiers and you don't poach the generals of your opponent. There are certain rules to the warfare. What have they done in Maharashtra? Not only have they poached Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar, they have essentially deprived Sharad Pawar of using the name of the party that he built with his blood, sweat and tears. Sharad Pawar has to call it NCP Sharad Pawar faction. Bal Thackeray's son has to call the Shiv Sena UBT, Uddhav Bal Thackeray faction. What did Eknath Shinde think? That he became chief minister because of him, Eknath Shinde. It was the lion of the Sena that made him the CM. And what about Ajit Dada Pawar? Dada talks a big game about this and that, and let's see how he does in Maharashtra. But what has he done to his uncle, the Bhishma Pitama? Right? What has he done to the Bhishma Pitama of not just the NCP, the Bhishma Pitama of Indian politics? Prime Minister Narendra Modi used to say, I have a lot of respect for Sharad Pawar. What did you do to his party? You think that the Marathas are going to forgive that? The proud Maratha. You have embarrassed him. You have reduced him to tears. You have him begging for his own party symbol. You think the Marathas are just going to stand by? The Marathas ruled India. You think the Marathas are going to stand by when two Gujaratis run roughshod over them? Absolutely not.
Let me get in Pradeep Mahar to respond. Pradeep Mahar, what happened in Maharashtra? Okay, we don't have Pradeep Mahar.
He's happy he's gone, I think.
Right now, we don't have him. But Maharashtra has been an interesting story. 3 o'clock is when we're expecting that press conference by Sharad Pawar.
It's emotion, Shreya, because the people see Sharad Pawar, they feel sorry for him. You have a man here who was talked about as the Prime Minister of India at one time. If the India bloc united, he was a serious contender. Forget being the Prime Minister. He could not even keep his own party, his own symbol. And the Prime Minister has used the Election Commission, right, to systematically break parties. And in Maharashtra, they are facing the consequences of it. And yesterday the talk was that the BJP will now bring Uddhav back into the fold. Why will Uddhav come into the fold? You have humiliated Uddhav. You have humiliated the Thackerays. You have humiliated Sharad Pawar. They will not come back to the fold. The Maharashtra election is the election to watch. It is the first big test of a possible third term for Prime Minister Modi. I still say possible because all efforts are being made by the India bloc to talk to Nitish, to talk to Chandrababu, to talk to Chirag Paswan. Nobody has any loyalty to Prime Minister Modi because Prime Minister Modi is loyal to no one but himself.
At this point, let me also talk about, since you mentioned Nitish Kumar and Chandrababu Naidu, Abhishek Sudhir, these two gentlemen have clearly emerged as the kingmakers in these elections. We'll have to see how this really pans out.
Not just the kingmakers, the king slayers also. They can even slay the king. Forget about making we have the king in place. He's already the king. Now Chandrababu and Nitish will decide if he remains king. So not make us king slayers.
And how do you see this really moving forward? Nitish, of course, has been infamous for being Paltu Ram.
Yes.
How do you see that really moving ahead now?
देखो, सिंपल सी चीज है, नीतीश बाबू को प्रधानमंत्री बनाओ, he'll come to India. नीतीश will say 14 seats, 15 seats.
प्रधानमंत्री बनने के लिए 10 जने तैयार है इंडिया ब्लॉक में.
No, see, that is definitely a concern. So I was saying this on another channel, that if I was Narendra Modi, I would wonder if I want to pull a Rajiv Gandhi of the 80s and say, yes, I'm the leader of the single largest party, but my party on its own is at around 240 or 250, whatever it is. I don't have the mandate on my own to form the party. The allies are asking for too much. Maybe I don't form the party. But the counter to that is, इतना परेशान किया है लोगों को 10 साल से, that if the BJP loses power and all the central agencies come under control of the India bloc, there will be hell to pay for the BJP. They're not going to be spared, right? A very prominent leader of the India bloc once told me, Shreya, that इन लोगों ने हमको सिखाया है कि सरकार कैसे चलाना है. And that is a slightly worrying statement. But what that means is, oh, so this is the extent to which you can undermine institutions. This is the extent to which you can misuse the central agencies. You don't want a new government that does the same things.
But
That
you know,
is-
Abhishek Sudhir, talking of misuse of central agencies, that is also something that the Aam Aadmi Party had been saying. But look at them today.
Yeah. Bad-
Decimated in Delhi.
Yes.
Punjab, not so good. 2 to 3 seats max
Yes.
is what we're looking at. Clearly, that sympathy vote that Arvind Kejriwal was looking for has not worked for him.
First of all, Shreya, I have been a strident defender of the Aam Aadmi Party, and in this chair, on this program with Shreya Dondial, I said, sorry Shreya, after what happened with Swati Maliwal, I can no longer in good conscience defend the party. And let me tell you, people might think the Swati Maliwal issue has not had an impact on the vote. That is debatable. I think it has had a limited impact, because if you're a female voter, right, and most women in India have been subjected to some form of violence, sometimes physical violence, sexual violence, we know that that's rampant in our country. You think the Swati Maliwal issue would not resonate with them in Delhi? And even if Swati Maliwal was not an issue, Swati Maliwal for a whole week, and Arvind Kejriwal was out for 2 weeks, and a whole week, Swati Maliwal took front and center. So, whatever Arvind Kejriwal was saying, everywhere he went, the only question he was asked was Swati Maliwal. See, in Delhi, at least you can say, okay, AAP has never won a Lok Sabha
Yeah,
seat.
that's
but
been a
Punjab,
record.
you asked me about
Which is what I was coming
Punjab
to next,
is
Abhishek.
a very worrying trend, because what has happened in Punjab is the Punjabi has voted for the Congress. Now, why? Because it's a friendly fight. Your enemy is common, but you still are losing a friendly fight. There's two ways to interpret this. One is that Aam Aadmi Party got its candidate selection wrong. And Aam Aadmi Party has traditionally struggled in Punjab because wahan sarkar aa gayi, but they didn't have the base, if you understand. The people gave the Jadu the vote, but they didn't have the base. So when they had to appoint an advocate general, they didn't have people to appoint. People who are loyal to AAP, because people were either loyal to the Akalis or they were loyal to the Congress. Now, just to finish up, the way the Congress is going to spin this in Punjab is that this is a referendum on the Bhagwant Mann government. So the creeks in the India alliance could appear in Punjab.
There,
And that
which
would have
they
to be
had-
managed.
Which there were earlier as well. We saw through all the campaign
Yeah.
that there were creeks. But let me quickly get our viewers the breaking news that's coming in at this point. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to go to the BJP headquarters at 7 p.m. this evening. He's expected to address the workers. The NDA leaders meeting is also expected in Delhi tomorrow. So a lot of introspection that is needed. Of course, the NDA might eventually make the government if we have those confirmed numbers by the end of the day. But clearly, BJP not having that 400 par, 300 par hi mushkil lag raha hai abhi to. But let me go across to my colleague Pragya, who's getting us more details on that. Pragya, Prime Minister Modi, as always, going to the BJP headquarters and addressing the workers, as he always does after every election.
Absolutely, and the BJP has made preparations for that as well. While the numbers are yet to come, the final tally is yet to come. BJP believes that it is still the largest party as will form the government. NDA is forming the government rather, and that is why Amit Shah, Union Home Minister, is reaching out to all the allies. This is, the customary call that HM and PM is giving to allies every time there are results. They speak to the ally partners, and that is what they are also doing now. There will be soon an NDA meeting because they need to also chalk out the modalities of the oath-taking ceremony if they cross the number and everything goes in their favor. Right now, it seems like they're forming NDA, at least forming the government right now. And this is why the NDA meeting, they'll chalk out the modalities as to who will be given how many, berths and all. They'll also, speak to each other about the 100 days agenda also. This is what we are given to understand. But the main point is that they have already spoken to
Okay.
PDP as well, Babu Naidu. Prime Minister and Amit Shah has reached out to Chandrababu Naidu as well and congratulated him as well on the brilliant performance in Andhra Pradesh is what the sources in the TDP has told us. So overall, it looks like that the NDA meeting is set to be convened tomorrow or day after in Delhi, and
Okay.
there will be some sort of NDA meeting where
All right,
the
Pragya.
modalities regarding the cabinet will be chalked out.
So clearly all eyes on that NDA leaders meeting that is expected tomorrow. All eyes also on Chandrababu Naidu as well as Nitish Kumar, the two kingmakers who have now who are yet to decide which way they will go. Of course, both sides contacting them is what we're getting to know right now. But let me go across to my colleague Ravikant, who is joining us with more on the Prime Minister addressing the Karyakartas of the BJP this evening. Ravikant, क्या कुछ डिटेल्स हैं? प्रधानमंत्री मोदी बीजेपी हेडक्वार्टर्स जाएंगे आज 7 बजे और कार्यकर्ताओं को जिस तरह वो हर इलेक्शन के बाद एड्रेस करते हैं आज भी करेंगे।
देखिए, अभी तक जो चुनावी तस्वीर निकलकर सामने आ रही है उसमें एनडीए एक बार फिर सरकार बनाने की स्थिति में साफ तौर पर दिखाई दे रहा है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो परफॉर्मेंस जो उम्मीद कर रही थी उससे थोड़ा कम जरूर है, लेकिन जानकारी यही दी गई है कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं को संबोधित करने के लिए शाम 7 बजे बीजेपी मुख्यालय के ठीक सामने जो विस्तार कार्यालय है वो वहां पर पहुंचने वाले हैं और उसके लिए अभी पार्टी मुख्यालय में सारी तैयारियां भी की जा रही हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी हर चुनावी जीत के बाद प्रधानमंत्री कार्यकर्ताओं को संबोधित करने के लिए आते हैं, इस बार भी आएंगे और इन सब के बीच में बीजेपी ने अपनी सहयोगी दलों के साथ जो कवायद है वो बढ़ा दिए। लगातार भारतीय जनता पार्टी के जो बड़े नेता हैं वो एनडीए नेताओं के संपर्क में हैं और उनको जीत की बधाई भी दी जा रही है और इसके साथ ही एनडीए की बैठक जो है वो संभवतः कल हो सकती है और इसकी तैयारियां भी अंतिम रूप ले रही हैं। अभी फिलहाल बीजेपी कार्यकर्ताओं का मनोबल किसी भी तरीके से कम ना हो, इसके लिए प्रधानमंत्री शाम 7 बजे बीजेपी मुख्यालय पहुंचेंगे जहां पर वो कार्यकर्ताओं को संबोधित करेंगे।
जी रविकांत, धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। माय कॉलीग रविकांत getting us more details of the fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be at the BJP headquarters where he will be addressing the Karyakartas of the party at 7 p.m. is what we're getting to know right now. I have Pradeep Mahar back with us on the show. Pradeep Mahar, let's talk about Maharashtra. What happened there? MVA getting leads. People not very happy with the way the government was formed. The mandate was given to somebody. The government was formed by somebody else. And the way the patriarch of NCP, Sharad Pawar, was left all alone.
Look, these are the national elections. So definitely we have to look at each and every state and every place independently. But overall, if we look at overall the performance of BJP is like we are in a victory position. As far as Maharashtra is concerned, definitely whatever changes that happen, because what you do in politics, you take some steps, you move forward and take some decisions. Some decisions will be positive. Some decisions are going to be against you. That doesn't mean that we can benchmark that this decision.
And so what do you think went against you in Maharashtra, Pradeep Mahar? What are the bad decisions that the BJP, the NDA took in Maharashtra?
It's not a matter of good or bad decisions. It's a matter of a decision that
You
bounced
just
back
said-
or that came back. I mean, there are possibilities. As far as elections or politics is concerned, politics and elections are a hub of possibilities. There can be a many number of possibilities. Nobody can guess in advance that what is going to happen in the future.
Corporate speak. No answer in that
Abhishek
question.
Sudhi, please respond.
Look, at the end of the day, please respect Sharad Pawar. Please respect. There's no point that, giving him a Padma Vibhushan, later, like you did with Mulayam Singh Yadav. Please respect them while they're living and breathing. Sharad Pawar has built a party. He has built a party from scratch. He left the Congress, started the NCP. And do you know, Shreya, Ajit Pawar's NCP, I use air quotes, has won three seats in Arunachal Pradesh yesterday. You think Ajit Dada did the work to win the seats in Arunachal? No, it was Sharad Pawar. It was Sharad Pawar who way back brought Conrad Sangma into the NCP. That opened up the Northeast for the NCP. Sharad Pawar turned the NCP into a national party. Now what's going to happen? Now where is the BJP going to go? Oh, you'll dump Eknath Shinde now, is it? And you'll say Uddhav aa jao. You think Uddhav will just come? You're going to dump Ajit Dada now, is it? What is now going to happen, let me tell you, is you will see Dada return. If anyone's returning, it's not Sharad Pawar to Ajit Pawar, it's Ajit Pawar to Sharad. If anyone's returning. And that return can happen. But Eknath Shinde is finished. I mean, I don't know what is going to happen in Maharashtra now. I really don't see how Eknath Shinde can even survive as Chief Minister till November. The BJP can forget winning Maharashtra. Whether they form the government in New Delhi or not, I don't know. But the election in Maharashtra and two formidable elections coming up later this year, Maharashtra and Haryana.
Yeah.
And Haryana is a done deal. Bhupinder Singh Hooda is returning. So the heartland is under threat because Congress has Himachal. They'll have a government in Haryana. In Rajasthan, they've lost seats. In UP, it's a SP Congress combine. The heartland, the Congress's heart is back in the heartland now. The Congress's heart in the heartland is well and truly beating. And you ran down Rahul Gandhi, you denigrated Rahul Gandhi, you said he's running from Amethi, and you couldn't even beat Rahul Gandhi's proxy in Amethi. You couldn't beat Rahul Gandhi's manager in Amethi.
Okay.
And Smriti Irani, end of career, I guess. I don't know.
Well, we'll have
what
to
does
see
Smriti
that.
do from here?
We'll have to see how it pans out for Smriti Irani. But let me get this breaking news coming in right now. It's the BJP's unique retort to Somnath Bharti. The posters are showing a bald Somnath Bharti. BJP workers have offered razors to the Aam Aadmi Party Neta. Remember, Somnath Bharti had vowed to shave his head if the Prime Minister wins this election. So the BJP clearly giving that creative retort. There you can see in the visuals on your screen to Somnath Bharti of the Aam Aadmi Party. Let me also get in some quick reactions that came in.
बहन हमारी जीत गई, महादेव की कृपा हो गई उन पर। बहन बासुरी स्वराज जीत गई और हमारी सरकार भी बनेगी एनडीए की। भारतीय जनता पार्टी जिंदाबाद। मुंह तोड़ जवाब दिया हमने सोमनाथ भारती को। उनको तैयारी कर लेनी चाहिए सिर मुंडवाने की।
सोमनाथ भारती ने कहा था वो अपने बाल मुंडवा लेंगे अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर फिर से आए तो क्या कहेंगे?
हम उस तरह लेके तैयार है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर आ गए हैं।
All right, we've reached the conclusion of the special broadcast, but let me quickly get in the last comments from both my guests, Pradeep Mahar as well as Abhishek Sudhir. Pradeep Mahar, you want to go first? How do you see this really panning out? Some big upsets and a lot of introspection for the BJP?
Look, first of all, the co-panelists, as he said that upcoming elections, the BJP is not going to perform, and this is just we can understand from these elections what is going to happen in the future. So many times what we have seen is, and as far as BJP is concerned, BJP knows how to come up with the errors, whatever mistakes they have done. So they have to rectify. So this is what is going to happen, and Maharashtra in future it is going to be big in favor of Bharatiya Janata Party. As far as these elections are concerned, definitely it's a victory for BJP, and we need to celebrate that. The expectation of numbers were very high. Definitely, we were talking about 400 plus and whatever, but that expectation has not been fulfilled. This is definitely something that we need to think about. Everybody has to introspect and analyze what has happened, and so that BJP can move further with the winning streak in future.
Well, I'm glad, Mr. Mahar, there is some, humility and acceptance of the fact that there needs to be introspection. Abhishek Sudhir, quick last comments.
Look, I think I would make a larger point. Over the last 10 years, I believe that freedom of speech has suffered in this country. If you spoke out against the Prime Minister, you were sent a notice. We saw what happened to the BBC. The BBC ran a documentary about Prime Minister Modi. Their offices in Delhi were raided. Multiple media houses have been raided. And more than the media being raided, more than businessmen and politicians being raided, Shreya, in law, we have something known as a chilling effect. And when the government suppresses the free speech of powerful individuals, the sort of effect it has is known as a chilling effect. I, Abhishek Sudhir, will hesitate as a citizen of India with no political affiliation, with no deep pockets, to speak out.
Okay.
Basically. And what this mandate does, irrespective of whether he returns for a third term or not, it reduces the arrogance of the Bharatiya Janata Party. The citizenry can breathe freely and we can speak our mind freely. And thank you, Mahatma Gandhi. We have once again won back the freedom you got for us. And Mr. Gandhi was known well before 1984, let me tell you, in a lighter vein.
All right. We'll leave it there. Abhishek Sudhir and Pradeep Mahar, thank you very much to both of you for joining us on the broadcast right now. As we see, the tally is at 296 for the NDA and the Opposition India bloc is at 230. We'll keep getting you on Mirror Now the latest results as they trickle in. But thank you very much for joining us right now. Our continuous coverage of the Lok Sabha election results continues.